everyone, Justina here, and welcome back to my channel where I like to make, create, and inspire fun art things with you. So recently I asked you all if you would like to see another Christmas in July, a blast from the past, where I take old DIYs that I did a couple years ago and put them together in a new video, sort of sped up so that we can go over it again, or if you are new here, you can see it for the first time. The majority of you said yes, so that's what I have for you today. So if you would like to see what I create, just keep on watching and let's art today. For my first DIY, I am going to make a bucket of snowballs. So the first thing I took was a couple of these plastic ornaments that I had on hand and a couple of these automobile cloths from the Dollar Tree. As you see here, I'm just hot gluing the cloths all around those ornaments and pulling as taut as possible and then cutting off the excess. I did a couple more ornaments and in different sizes as you see here, and the next thing to make it more realistic is adding some fake snow on top of it. So I took some Mod Podge and some tacky glue, just trying to feel if one glue worked better than the other, but both of them worked just fine. I added some on top of the cloth and I'm just adding the fake snow on top of it just to give it a more realistic snowball texture. I set those snowballs to the side to dry completely. Next, I have this galvanized flower pot from Dollar Tree. They usually carry them all year long. These are really popular in Dollar Tree floral section. I took some white gesso paint and painted the whole thing completely white just to give me a base coat. Next, I am taking some red acrylic paint, a little bit of white acrylic paint, and mixing it on top of the bucket itself. Since this is Christmas, I wanted to keep it red and rustic. I then go in with a little bit of black acrylic paint and smear that all over just to give it a little bit more interest. While my bucket was drying, I just wanted to make a simple sign using some Dollar Tree stickers. I'm just spelling out the word snowballs and I'm going to cut it out. These stickers were really cute and reminded me of seasonal sweaters, so that's why I am using them. I'm cutting down the sign and then I will hot glue it right onto the bucket. Now it's just time to put everything together. I'm putting a couple of grocery bags into the bucket to give it some height. Then that leftover automobile cloth right on top of it to look like more snow on the bottom of it. And then I'm adding the snowballs on top. And that really completes this DIY. This is how my snowball bucket turned out, and I really love this DIY. It was so simple to do and it was less than $5 to make, which is really exciting. I would love to know what you think about this DIY down in the comment section below. Moving right into DIY number 2, I'm going to make a light up Christmas sign. So the materials that I used was one of these calendars that were really popular about 2 years ago, and I have a leftover springboard that I'm going to use for the back base. So I'm cutting down this Christmas tree calendar piece of paper to fit on my board. Now on the back of my board, I wanted to add a little bit more color, so I grabbed a scrapbooking paper that had these red and white stripes. I measured it out and now I'm going to cut it down to size. After I have the paper cut down to size, I need to attach it to the baseboard, and I'm just using some Mod Podge to do that with a little bit of hot glue so that it can hold it into place until the Mod Podge dries completely. Then I started adding Mod Podge to my calendar piece of paper and it started to get wrinkly. At first I was a little taken back, but then I realized that I can make this sign look a little rusted and the wrinkles help with that look. Next, I have a wooden arrow that I just covered using that same striped paper that I used for the backboard, and I wanted to put the word trees on it. So as you see here, I'm using just hot glue to add this piece of paper to the arrow. The next thing I did was take some black acrylic paint and started dry brushing the outer edges of the arrow and the main sign so that this will give it a aged look and a little bit more character. The last things to do is attach both signs together and add the lighting. So to attach the arrow to the main sign, it had a jute twine already on it. So I'm just using that to hot glue to the back of it. And then I use some masking tape to hold it into place. And finally, to add the lights to it, I had these string lights that are in the color red from Dollar Tree in their Christmas section. They carry them every year, and I'm just hot gluing them down to the side and adding some masking tape as I go just to hold it in place. Then I hot glue the battery pack to the back of the sign, and that completes this DIY. And here's how my Farm Fresh Christmas tree sign turned out. I really love it, especially the lights, because you can't have too many lights around Christmas time. I would love to know what you think down in the comments section below. Moving right into DIY number 3, which was a popular DIY back in the day. I have this old autumn sign that I'm going to make a nutcracker out of. So the first thing I did was give the back of this sign a good sanding down. After that was dusted off, I'm going to add a nice thick layer of my gesso white acrylic paint. Once that was completely dry, I'm taking some masking tape and sectioning off the nutcracker's body. Now it's time to paint. I'm going in with some black acrylic paint for his hat and also his boots. Once that was dry, I then removed the tape from those sections and then replaced them right back on top of the black line so that we could get those crisp lines and work on the next section. Now I'm just mixing up some brown acrylic paint and white acrylic paint together to make his skin color. And now I'm just painting it on. After that was dry, I took some more masking tape and started placing it in the center of the nutcracker. This will be a good spacer for his vest. And now I'm painting both of those sections using red acrylic paint. Once the paint had time to completely dry, I am now removing all of the tape from the nutcracker so we can add on the details. I am now sketching out the nutcracker's face before I start painting, and I did have to use a reference from Google to do so. While I am drawing in his face and you have made it this far in the video and notice that you haven't subscribed yet, I would love for you to do that today. All you have to do is click on that big red subscribe button down below and make sure to click on the bell notification so that YouTube can always notify you when I upload a new video. And I would love for you to be part of my virtual art family where we do all things crafty, DIY, and artsy on this channel. Now it's time to paint on the face. So I noticed in a lot of nutcrackers that the nose is always a little bit slightly different than the rest of the body. So that's what I did. I took some brown and added some more white and a little bit of orange to give it a different look. Next, I'm going in with white acrylic paint to make the eyes. Then I'm going in with some black acrylic paint and painting on his eyebrows and his mustache. After that was dried, I then took some blue acrylic paint and went over his eyes just to give him a little color, and then some black, and then I added a highlight to his eye. Now it's time for the fun part, which is decorating our little nutcracker here. As you see, I have some Christmas greenery that I'm just cutting down to size, and then I will hot glue that onto his hat. After that was done, I have this Christmas ornament that I had for a couple years that I used on a different project, and I'm going to hot glue that on top of the greenery we just put down. Next, I have this ribbon that I'm going to attach to the bottom of his vest using hot glue, and then I cut off the excess, making sure not to glue it to the other side of the sign because I still use that sign for autumn. I'm taking that same ribbon and cutting it down to make little button holders. I don't know what it's called, but I'm adding this detail on top of his vest. I will then hot glue them down into place, and then I'm going to add some red foam balls on top of the ends to look like buttons. Then after that was done, I then went back in with some gray acrylic paint and painted on his boots, and that completes this DIY. This is how my little nutcracker guy turned out, and I absolutely love him. Like I said, it was one of many favorites back in 2020. I believe I made this guy, and I hope he's still a fan favorite today. I would love to know what you think about this DIY down below. Once again, I will give you a quick overview of all the DIYs that were in today's video. I would really love to know which one was your favorite out of the three today down in the comment section below. I really enjoyed each one of these DIYs. They were really fun to do, and I'm so happy that you guys wanted to see another Blast from the Past Christmas in July series. Remember, if you are new here and haven't yet subscribed, I would love for you to do that today. All you have to do is click that big red button. It is totally free to you, and make sure to click on the bell notification so that YouTube can always notify you when I upload a new video. And I would really love for you to be part of my virtual art family. Thank you to all my subscribers that have been here since day one. I really appreciate you, and I really am excited to share more DIYs with you. If you liked today's video, please be sure to give me a big thumbs up. It really does help out my channel, and I will see you in the next one.